In this video, I will be highlighting the steps to changing the this car's thermostat and also flushing the coolant. This car is a 1996 Volvo 850. So what happened is this car's thermostat has stuck partially open. So basically the symptoms are the car takes a very long time to warm up. So right now it's winter, and for a car that takes forever to heat up, it just produces no cabin heat. So first of all, the things that you need is a repair manual from a reputable company. I have my Haynes repair manual here handy, which highlights the different steps on doing this procedure. Also, do not substitute this video for a proper service manual. So second thing you need is a thermostat. This is a OEM replacement. Now there are several types of thermostats to choose from. Some are in the higher temperature range, some are slightly lower. The one I have here opens at around 92 Celsius. There are ones that open up at around 89 or 88, and other various thermostats. So for this model here, this is a normally aspirated engine. It's not a turbocharged engine. We would use a 92 Celsius thermostat. On a turbocharged engine, you would use a lower temperature. For this particular model, the third thing that you need is a radiator drain plug. Now this is just for extra security because this is made of plastic, and chances are when you remove the drain plug from your radiator, you might break it or you might tear the O-ring. So this one includes the O-ring as well. So being a radiator flush, I picked up some Rad Flush from by Prestone. The brand doesn't matter. I just happen to like Prestone. Different brands require different procedures, so it's a good thing to read what they recommend. What this one recommends is you gotta mix it with deionized water, and then run it through the car for about 10 minutes. So it's a pretty simple process, which I'll highlight later on. And obviously you would need a drain pan of some sort, or a bucket to catch all the fluids. And I have my 50-50 mix here of coolant, also by Prestone again. You can use any brand that you like. I just happened to choose Prestone because it was readily available. The precautions to take before proceeding with this operation is, first of all, put the parking brake on and chock the back wheels so they don't roll back. Second thing is to safely jack up the car and put them on jack stands. Now I'm not going to highlight in this video how to put the car on jack stands, but if you don't know how to jack up the car and put them on jack stands safely, you probably shouldn't proceed with this service. So with that done, we can go ahead and proceed to doing the service. So first step is to remove the splash shield, which covers the radiator, which is held on by two 10mm bolts. Once those two bolts are removed, the splash shield just falls right down. It's fairly simple. The next step is to drain the radiator. And to drain the radiator, you have to find your radiator drain plug, which is located right here. Now, as you can see, my drain plug's sort of leaking, so maybe it's a good time to replace that. So before you drain, you may want to open your radiator reservoir. now with the drain plug removed, the fluid's all coming out. So the O-ring on the radiator drain plug is damaged. See if I can focus this. But anyway, it's all smashed up and all deformed, so it's time to change it. So this is garbage. Radiator's almost done draining. So I'm going to go ahead and screw the new one on. And this is a 13mm wrench, so just snug it up. Don't over tighten it because it's plastic and you don't want to strip the threads. And there we have it, radiator is drained. Now I'm going to go ahead and empty this bucket and we'll continue on with draining the engine block. The cylinder drain bolt is located in a more awkward position. It's all the way up there, right above the passenger side drive shaft. So same procedure, it's a 13mm nut. This time the fitting is not plastic. So basically crack that open, let the fluid drain out. It may be easier if you use a hose, as it is pretty awkward to try to catch all this when it's free flowing out. Or since I don't have a tube, I'm just gonna let it drain out and gonna try to catch it. There's usually not a whole lot of fluid inside the engine block, but actually a fair bit may come out. So I was fortunate enough to catch most of the fluid coming out of the engine block. It wasn't a huge mess, but it would make it a whole lot easier if some tubing was used. So basically, that bolt, that drain plug doesn't have to be replaced. It seems like it's a brass fitting. So put that back on, snug it back up. So we're ready for the next step. The next step would normally, in a flush, be adding the rad flush fluid, but since I'm doing a thermostat change, I will be replacing the thermostat first. The thermostat is located right under this housing here, and it is held in by two Torx bolts, one there and one back there. To make it easier for the disassembly, I will have to remove the fuel line. So I'm going to go ahead and start with that first. So before you remove the fuel line, you may want to get a rag, place it underneath, because there is fuel under pressure. Now what I did before to the bolts were I sprayed it with some penetrating oil, and this makes the bolts a lot easier to remove. Being an old car, these bolts were stuck on. And like so, the housing just pops off, exposing the thermostat. So this is the old thermostat, and you can see this probably hasn't been changed for a really long time. I wouldn't be surprised if this was the original thermostat that came with the car. But anyway, the gasket's all busted. It's all busted and cracked at different places. Look at that, it's just falling apart in my hands here. So that's garbage there. So with the old thermostat out of the way, we can go ahead and start installing the new thermostat. Now, when you buy the thermostat, it usually comes with a brand new O-ring. Make sure you put this on rather than reusing the old one. Don't put it on like this. That's incorrect. Not like this, but rather you see there's a lip that it goes around. So make sure that it goes all the way around the lip for a tight seal. And it definitely wouldn't hurt to wipe around the area here, just to make sure that there's no dirt when you're resealing the unit. Also clean out the area where the thermostat sits, and then the thermostat just pops right in. And there you have it. That's the thermostat change right there. Now normally the next step would be fill the car back up with coolant and bleed the system, and that would be the end of that. But since I'm doing a complete coolant flush, coolant change, I'm going to be proceeding with, I'm going to take a little bit of a different approach.